So friends, the plea of limitation is a legal plea. It can be taken even at second appeal time also. I'll give you one example. A person called X filed a suit for recovery of money against Y. The date of promissory note is 2012. Based on this promissory note, he filed a suit for recovery of money. It is filed, the last date for filing the suit for recovery of money is 31/12/2014. 3 years. But the suit is filed in the year 2016. The plaint didn't contain any particulars with regard to acknowledgement or part payment. 15, 14 is correct. 12, complete 12, 13, 14. So, in his plaint, it did not mention about section 18 or section 19 particulars. So, there is no plea of part payment or acknowledgement. Therefore, the suit must be filed within 3 years from the date of loan. But what happened? The suit is filed in the year 2016. What happened? The defendant did not take the plea of limitation, and the judge also did not notice that the suit is filed beyond the period of limitation. Therefore, the suit is decreed. It is carried up to appellate court, and appellate court also did not notice it. Appellate court also confirmed the judgment of the trial court. When the matter carried to High Court by way of the second appeal, the lawyer at High Court noticed that the suit is hopelessly barred by limitation. Whether can he take the plea of limitation in the second appeal? Yes, because the plea of limitation is a legal plea, and section 3 of the Act says that though the plea of limitation has not been taken by the party, it is for the court to invoke the period of limitation, such a strict provision. And if any suit or appeal or application is filed beyond the prescribed period of limitation or period of limitation, the court shall reject the plaint, appeal or application and dismiss it. That's what section 3 says. So, even though party failed to take a plea of limitation, the court shall not close its eyes. The courts have to invoke section 3. By invoking section 3, they have to dismiss the suit, reject the application and dismiss the suit. I'll give you one example. A suit is filed by X against Y for cancellation of a document. Cancellation of sale deed on the ground of fraud, force or fraud, whatever it is. But a suit has been filed. Then, in his plaint, X says the suit is filed in the year 2016. One of the pleadings of X in his plaint speaks about his knowledge about the execution of the document. He says in the year 2001 he got knowledge about the sale, but the suit is filed in the year 2016. 15 years have been lapsed. What is the time for filing a suit for cancellation? 3 years according to Article 59. But the suit is filed in 2016. As per the plaint pleading itself, he got the knowledge about this sale deed in 2001 itself. Therefore, the suit is not maintainable. What happened? In one case, the suit is registered, and we filed an application for rejection of plaint, because Order 7 Rules 11 CPC says when the plaint doesn't disclose the cause of action, as per the statement made in the plaint itself, it is barred by any law, and if the court fee is not paid sufficiently and the time given for correcting the court fee is also not complied, then the court can reject the plaint at the threshold. So we invoked that provision. And section 3, the office ought not have numbered the suit because it is barred by limitation as per the statement made in the plaint. Section 3 is there. Therefore, we filed an application for rejection of plaint that has been allowed. So that is the importance of section 3. If any appeal, suit or application is filed beyond the prescribed period of limitation, then the court shall not close its sides. It has to be rejected at the threshold. That is the importance. And other explanation in section 3 speaks about counterclaim, set of all those provisions. You can read. Then friends, what happens if the last day for filing of the suit happens to be an holiday? What happens? For example, in this case, 2001 is a document, but 31st December 2002 is the last date. This last date falls on Sunday or whatever, government declared an holiday under Negotiable Instruments Act also. The courts are closed. Then section 4 of the Act says it can be filed, the suit can be filed on the next working day. Section 4 speaks, this is very important. According to section 4, the suit can be filed when the court reopens on the next working day. And explanation to section 4 also speaks about what is an holiday. Holiday means during the normal course of the day, if the court is closed, then it amounts to an holiday. It is on holiday. For example, lawyers went for strike. Is it a holiday? No. They locked the gates, they didn't allow the judges to go inside. Whether it amounts to holiday? No. Holiday declared by the government under Negotiable Instruments Act is only holiday for the purpose of computation of period of limitation under section 4. So section 4 is over. Now we start from section 5 onwards. Limitation Act, as we discussed, specifies various periods of limitation for filing suits, appeals and application. What happens if a suit is not filed? What happens if a suit is not filed within the time allowed under the law? If a suit is not filed, no question of entertaining the suit if it is filed beyond the period of limitation. So there is no remedy. Cause of action cannot be extended. Cause of action cannot be extended under any circumstances. But concession is given to appeals and applications. If appeal is not filed within time, application is not filed within time, they can be filed along with an application to condone such delay before the court of law. So section 5 is important. Section 5 is applicable only to appeals and applications, not to suits. Am I clear, friends? For example, Junior Civil Judge Court passed a decree and judgment in the year 2001. In 2001, Junior Civil Judge Court passed a decree and judgment. Assume that it is passed on 31st December 2001. What is the time allowed under law to carry appeal before the district court? The time is 30 days. From Junior Civil Judge to District Judge, it is 30 days. And you can exclude the time allowed for obtaining the copy application. Section 12 of the Act speaks about exclusion of period of limitation for obtaining the certified copy of decree and judgment. So you can take concession under section 12. For example, 1/1/2012 is the date of judgment. Date of judgment is 1/1/2012. Party filed an application on 2/1/2012. The court gave the certified copy of judgment and decree on 4/2/2012. Certified copy of judgment and decree has been supplied to the party on 4/2/2012. 30 days limitation starts from which date? From 4/2/2012 onwards, he can file. He has to compute the period of limitation and he can file the appeal from the day 30 days. But the party filed the certified copy application on 3rd March 2012. Limitation starts from which date? The 30 days period can be computed from the date of this delivery of copy only when the party files the CA on the next day. Party intentionally files after 30 days, then the limitation is gone.